My faith calls me to ask me, how do we as followers of Christ and those of other faith traditions bound by the common pursuit of justice go from rhetoric and incremental action to revolution that transforms systems and gives rise to a truly just new world order that is centered in earth rights, human rights, and radical love?
When I was 14, Hurricane Katrina hit. And when I was 15, I watched Inconvenient Truth. All of those pieces have brought so many of us here. And I'm incredibly grateful for all the panelists, all the participants, all the speakers today. These folks have taught me so many things. And everyone in the audience, you know who you are. You all inspire me every day. Thank you so much. I'm going to now pass it to Dr. Tate.
It's both an honor and a solemn responsibility to welcome you to this important gathering as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. I want to begin by thanking each of you for being here and by extending a special welcome to our distinguished guest and longtime advocate for climate justice, former Vice President Al Gore. 20 years ago, our city was forever changed. Like many of you, I carry vivid memories of the storm and the devastation it left behind. The loss of homes, the displacement of families, the deep pain of knowing that those who suffered the most were often the very same communities that had been carrying the burdens of inequity long before the waters rose. As a young girl, I walked into McDonough 19 Elementary School on November 14, 1960. One of 4 6-year-old girls who had helped to desegregate public schools in New Orleans. That experience taught me what it meant to stand in the face of injustice, to witness how deeply inequality is woven into the structures of our society, and to believe in the possibility of transformation when people of faith and conscience come together. Today, we find ourselves at another such crossroads.
I had a teacher when I was young who said many times, he said, we all face the same choice in life over and over again. It's the choice between the hard right and the easy wrong. And we as a civilization face such a choice now.
People are learning about climate change in our communities because this was not conversations that we were having about climate change, severe weather events, mitigation and adaptation. And it's only through our efforts that we're going to be able to make these changes, because Katrina taught us we really can't rely on government. And right now in this political climate, we know we can't depend on government.
My name is Artis. I did something today that I've never done before. I wrote a poem while this event was going on to try to capture the moment. The climate crisis is real. And it's more than just bad weather. And the only way for us to get out of this situation is we have to move together. Apartheids and genocides and tornadoes and hurricanes and what our communities look like after days and weeks and years of bombs and rain. In order to figure out what to do, we gotta trace it back to its roots.
My name is Bette Billiot. I am a citizen of the United Home Nation down here in Southeast Louisiana.
My great-grandmother was born in New Orleans in the 4th Ward in the late 19th century. My relationship to Louisiana runs deep on both sides for multiple generations.
Our cultures teach us that water is sacred, the land is living, and that we are not separate from creation but a part of it. The very ground we stand on was a gift of the Mississippi River, which for thousands of years carried rich sediments to build the delta and give rise to our wetlands.
When I was a little girl, we had everything. We had clean air, we had clean water, we had productive soil. We lived off the land.
This was our home, our protector, and the source of our lifeways. But in the last century of greed has shifted us from stewardship into exploitation.
When I was about 13 or 14, the first industry came into St. James. Now we have 12 industries within a 10-mile radius. That's too much for one community to breathe.
Every oil well drilled is a portal to the underworld. What happens when we neglect those portals? They've become hell mouths. We have thousands of them. The amount of facilities we have in the Gulf, in our wetlands, it's beyond belief. And a lot of us who are here to tell the story are not believed.
The Great Louisiana Toxics March was in 1988. I was born in 1985. And in 1988 is when they coined the term Cancer Alley. And I'm 40 now. It's been that since then, and it's gotten worse.
We did a movement assembly with over 220 folks in Kenya last year, really talking about what does climate reparations look like. It's about power and decision making. It's about restitution for those who owe, but it's also about building collective governance so that we all can be collectively free.
We now face a global challenge that's without any precedent. But those who are feeling it most immediately and most personally in the areas that have been sacrificed have the voice and the moral authority and the passion and the energy and the possibilities to speak to the rest of the world and say, we don't want to sacrifice this entire world to these short-term profits from the greedy few. We want to stand for what is right.
The history shows the cost of inaction, and this moment demands courage. We cannot look away.
For those who have a sphere of influence in the halls of power, we need y'all, and I think I'm speaking for everybody in this room, we need y'all to act with the urgency of a Category 5 is coming for your community. We need you to act with the urgency of that is the crisis is coming to you. It is coming. For those of you who are profiting off of our loss, your time will come. All chickens come home to roost. And for everybody else, we've got this. We are in this together. Our work together and caring for one another is sacred, and let's do it. Let's stay in it.
All these things are connected. We have things like climate justice, food justice. We are dismantling a system that still produces dirty cops. Instead of being my brother's keeper when he needs me, I just stand there and watch.
We're illuminated by communities who model that we can lean into each other and mutual aid into our cultural and traditions and heritage and into the abundant yields of this regenerative earth.
The light is here in this room. Now we need to touch flame to wick so that all on the front lines are truly anointed to turn over the tables of the fossil fuel barons and other money changers in the temple and claim the throne of our collective governance and our collective liberation. When spiders unite, they can tie up a lion. So get up, stand up for our rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight.